Good morning. Bitcoin is bouncing, but it did just get rejected off what looks like the upper end of this channel. I've been waiting to go live before I do this and bring the channel a little bit tighter to correlate closer with the data as we continue to get new data. But Bitcoin is bringing the entire market down. I mean, just about every single altcoin right now in the market is falling off a cliff. Bitcoin looks like it's starting to rebound a little bit, and if we can close the weekly candle, I know it's only Wednesday, but if we can close the weekly candle above the 200, above the moving average here, I think there is the possibility that this is just a retest. So if we can close above $63,000 by the end of this week, which there's plenty of days for this to happen, I do think that this is the initial move of this breakout from the pattern we've been in for the last like 8 months, give or take. What's going on, everyone? I can see the chat is active today, perhaps because we're doing the 10,000 NOBL giveaway sometime later in this live stream. I have several things I want to bring up to you guys today, including some trades I'm actively in, how the portfolio is doing, Molecule, my post earlier today going against one of the most prolific investors in the DeSci space. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are excited as well. Make sure you smash that like button as you enter into this live stream, as we are live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. What's going on, Zach? What's going on, Don? How you doing, FRK? Truth. Patrick equals optimist. I'd rather be happy and an optimist than a pessimist and sad. Pessimism and my brain just don't correlate together that well. I don't do well. It impacts every single area in my entire existence when I'm pessimistic. Now, granted, the pessimists sound smart when they are correct, because it doesn't take a lot to, like, you just have to pinpoint one thing to be bearish on and then hound it into existence, and every time the market goes down, you sound like a genius. But you need a million things to be bullish on in order for you to sound like you actually know what's going on. I can't just say, oh, 4-year cycle, Bitcoin go up. That's stupid. But I can just say, oh, Iran attacked Israel, Bitcoin go down, and then I sound like a genius, right? There's a lot of different factors at play, but hopefully you guys are enjoying yourself. Wait, is this the same shirt as yesterday? No, it's not. Is it? Damn it. Am I wearing the same shirt? Now you got me all distracted. I'm gonna have to listen to an ad. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. Come on. Ha! Yesterday was a bio XYZ shirt. Today is a generic blue shirt. But let's take a look at everything. Right now, decentralized science down 6.4%, back down to $458 million market cap. Let's look at the biggest winner today is Genome's DAO. Again, this is the fake genome token. We also see MVEDA, Medical Vita. I've not seen this before. CTI is winning, and ETI. I just found out recently that ETI is actually a mining crypto in decentralized science. So this has miners which act it, which is interesting to me. Pretty interesting. Everything else is down though. Biggest loser is the real genomes token. That's kind of funny. And then we got Data Lake down 17.6%. Ouch. Ouch. We got Valley DAO. Again, Valley just kind of goes. We got NOBL down 10% because some little paper hand babyback bitch sold a bunch of their NOBL yesterday. Literally in a 30-minute span, they sold like $30,000 worth of NOBL, which sent the price down pretty substantially. Now, because there is so much liquidity in NOBL blocks, it did get eaten up pretty nicely. But look at this wallet, 23B8. Whoever owns this wallet, I will find you, and I will enact my certain set of skills to redeem punishment against you. Just kidding. I think you'll just regret having sold at quite literally the bottom, but they sold $30,000 worth of NOBL blocks, and they really hurt my wallet. It was not fun sitting through this, but that's okay, because ultimately NOBL blocks holders have been sitting through a litany of pain, and a small little 15% correction is getting eaten up so far. Nothing that we can't sustain. Sad face, sad face, sad face. Hopefully we can see, I mean, look at, since I've been talking, Bitcoin is even continuing to rally a little bit higher. Just since I started my live stream, we started taking off. So, I mean, correlation, causation, I'm not one here to say. All I know is that when I went live, Bitcoin started taking off. So, fun, 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 fun. Don asking the important questions. Is that the same underwear from yesterday? Mods, get everyone out. Everyone's gone. Banned. How many people are in here right now? We have 6 concurrent viewers right now. I want all 6 of you guys banned permanently from the live streams forever. Gone. Everyone's laughing at me right now. Please. Mods. Exciting announcements, all right? Get Derrico out of here. Derek's not even here. Derek's out picking up his son from somewhere. Like he's got a family and responsibilities or something. Ridiculous. What I wanted to address is something that is a little bit of spiciness, a little bit of excitement, okay? Looking at the market cap of decentralized science. This is something we look at consistently, and the other day there was a post that went kind of viral in the world of DeSci of this individual, Maddie, who has 16,800 followers, saying DeSci is ranked 139th category on CoinGecko with a $500 million market cap. Make of it what you will, right? And then posted decentralized science 139, okay? Got 13,600 views, which is a lot in the space of decentralized science. However, Adam Draper, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Adam Draper. He is a prolific investor across tech. He's got a really, really solid foundation, and he's got a lot going for him, okay? So he's the creator of Boost Draper. I'm trying to find his Wikipedia page because I feel like that'll give us a good amount of information on who he is. Let's do the important parts first, though. Let's look up his net worth. All right, we can't find his net worth readily on the market, but let's go ahead and look up Adam Draper Wiki, because this will give us a good amount of information. This is Tim Draper. I want Adam Draper. God damn it. Whatever. He is the co-founder and head of Boost Capital. Boost is a pretty large investment fund, and they go around investing in different early stage venture capitalist startups. They have $200 million in assets under management, and they've done several investments into the world of decentralized science. And so this man is someone that a lot of the founders and VCs and a lot of the individuals who are respected in DeSci respect his opinion. I think he's a smart man. However, I disagree with his take. He said, I'm a huge advocate for DeSci. However, the point is lost if we focus on market cap. Value is how much research has been funded, which to my knowledge is still less than $50 million. And you'll see a lot of people who agree or at least provide a little bit of their intake on this. Even Tyler, who recently stepped down from Molecule, saying less than 10 million if I'm not mistaken, lots of headroom for improvement. There's a lot of conversion, whatever. There's a lot of people talking about it. And so I quote tweeted it, and I think it's worthy showing you guys this post. I said, I have to take the contrarian POV to this. It's essential to go beyond the notion of value based solely on how much research gets funded, as this is just the stage 1 in the value proposition. The real value is created in the market, where funded research evolves into IP. This IP is then tokenized, allowing its market cap to fluctuate based on the real world impact it generates. Let's take Matrix Bio and their VitaFast therapy, for example. If VitaFast proves to be groundbreaking treatment, the market cap of the token could soar far beyond the initial funding secured by the Matrix Bio team. You guys, that makes sense, right? That makes sense? Because I'm saying if we just look at how much money is funded into stuff, you're not going to actually be able to capture the amount of value or good that that research that was funded does. Let's say, for example, you talk about the value of Amazon, but only as it pertains to how much money they have received from VCs and how much money they've gotten from different individuals contributing into the initial bootstrapping of the company. That doesn't make sense. Amazon is a multi-trillion-dollar company now. They did not receive trillions of dollars in funding. Got it? On top of that, the scope of DeSci isn't limited to just BioDAOs or funding research. Many DeSci projects, data like those creating economies around patient data, would be overlooked if we focused solely on funding metrics. Tokens tied to these ecosystems derive value from the data economy itself, and the market cap captured this dynamic. While I agree market cap alone isn't the perfect measure for DeSci's total impact, it currently is the most reliable and scalable indicator we have for now. If somebody comes up with another way to measure impact, I'm down for it. But this, my friends, is not a take I can resonate with. And 8 of you guys also resonate with this. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. W's in the chat for Don. Look at that. W in the chat for Don. If DeSci market cap didn't matter and only research, then why are they into crypto? Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Thank you. I think it's just somebody, there's like a big shift, because I do think there's a lot of people who are solely focused on just market cap, and to some extent you guys, right? To some extent me too. I'm a big advocate of looking for the market caps increasing over time, because that's the investment vehicle. That's how we get a return for it. W for me. Let's go, Don. But there's a big swing of people who are upset with effectively the launch of pump.science and the launch of Catalyst, and are trying to swing attention back into just funding and not so much trading and the idea of making a bunch of money off of this research, right? And I get it. I just had to share this little piece of information with you guys because I felt it was super necessary. And at this point, I was going to play this video with you talking about intellectual property with blockchain from Paul. I am going to make a video on this a little bit later, but let's start a poll. Should I play this clip for you guys? It is 16 minutes, yes or no. We can just play the first like 5 or 6 minutes, because that's where I think a lot of the value is in the first 5 or 6 minutes, but might as well ask you guys and get your opinions on what to do here. Other than that, we were gonna go into data lake, and then we were going to talk about some exciting ICP news. After that, we are going to draw the winner for the 10,000 NOBL BLOX tokens, because CZ did in fact mention biotech or decentralized science in his first welcome back post. Outside of just saying GM, he then went on to say, and you guys know this already, that AI and biotech are the only two things he's investing in outside of his own companies. Vote on the poll, please. So far, it's 100% yes. I'm down for it. I think it's going to be a good clip. 100% yes so far. Come on. We got 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. The portfolio, guys, the portfolio is down so much. Fuck. Down 10% today in the portfolio. That's pain. That is pain. Most of it coming from Axon, NOBL, and TARS. Axon, NOBL, TARS. It's okay, though. It's okay, right? All right, end the poll. Let's see. Dun, dun. 4 votes, 100% yes. All right, let's put the headphones on. Let's listen to Paul. This is important. Get your notebooks out. This is an important clip, you guys. This is very crucial if you're investing in any of this stuff. You need to understand this clip. Okay, so, all right, without further ado. Wait, I have to turn that on.
So I'm going to keep this relatively short. And the background for doing this, I was chatting with the organizers, and just after this, we'll have Anthony from VitaRNA kind of giving a deep dive. And the fundamental question that I'm going to try and answer just with the next couple of slides, which I skipped this morning, if you remember this morning's presentation, is really just to actually give a super brief primer on how IP NFTs work and how IPTs work, and kind of what's happening in that space from a funding perspective. Because often people ask, okay, but how do these BioDAOs and these different DeSci organizations actually accrue value? So in the next couple of slides, we're going to dive into that. So this is where we left things off this morning. You have one individual DAO, which is VitaDAO. And then in VitaDAO, we have assets such as VitaFast or VitaRNA. This was the first project with Copenhagen. So these are all IP NFTs. IP NFTs represent a one-on-one ownership, like an NFT. And then these above are IPTs. So these are tradable ERC20 tokens. So we're going to start with IP NFTs, which we really see as like real-world Lego blocks for DeSci. We've seen in the past that real-world assets on Ethereum have actually gained a lot of traction.
All right, is this too fast for you guys? I know my brain is roaring to life right now. GM, DeSci, GM, good timing, good timing. Right now, I'm playing a video from Paul, who is one of the head figures at Molecule, and he is going over the importance of IP NFTs. So basically what happens, this plays into the whole thing with Adam Draper I just showed, but what happens is these DAOs fund research. That research comes up with results. If the results can be profited upon, they become tokenized as NFTs, but these are IP NFTs. This is a category within real world assets, something that we know the CEO of BlackRock is huge into. They're already investing into real world assets, and they said it's one of the most profitable niches within crypto and blockchain is real world assets. IP NFTs are a form of real world assets, and it is how the value of the DAOs is captured.
So I think BlackRock, yeah, announced a $100 million on-chain real world asset fund, where they've started, actually, does anyone know, am I correct with 100 million, or was it more? Nobody knows. So a $100 million fund on Ethereum that invests into real world assets. And we've seen organizations such as Centrifuge, for instance, or others that are really actually building out a real-world asset tokenization portfolio. And so IP NFTs for us represent a similar thing. So an IP NFT is a new Web3 native legal primitive that moves intellectual property, IP, on-chain. And IP NFTs are programmable, meaning you could programmatically define royalties or ownership. You can grant ownership, for instance, or access rights to a different set of people. You can kind of think of them as like a decentralized, tokenized Google Drive. That's the simplest way to think about it. And in that Google Drive, in each and every one of them, you have a real-world legal contract. They're transactable, like NFTs. You can send them around. Remember that typically, if you
Does that make sense to you guys? So it's like a Google Drive where you can limit who has access to it, and you can sign off on it to see who can see it, who can't see it, except you can trade it around, and you can fractionalize it and make the token an IPT, which I'm sure he'll talk about in a second. But that makes sense. It's a legal contract over who owns the intellectual property and who can see it, and if there's money that's generated from it, where that money goes, and who has ownership over that money.
Out-license a piece of biotech IP from a university, or you exchange it between entities, so one company does a licensing agreement with the other, that can take many, many months. In some cases, we once had a 12-month negotiation with Tel Aviv University simply around this legal agreement. And so what IP NFTs do is they enable the transfer of IP within 5 minutes, once you agreed on the transfer agreement and kind of the legal owners are known. That's a second really important thing. IP NFTs are not cannot be owned by anonymous entities. So you need to know the other contract party. They're actually one-to-one sponsorship agreements typically. They're transactable, they can be highly liquid, we'll get to that, and they're rich in data. So the researcher, the research team, the company that works on them kind of continuously uploads the research data, and then other people in the DAO or in the community that is funding this can look at the research data. And this is actually fundamentally the infrastructure that Molecule provides to kind of enable decentralized science, to really be real. So this is kind of a brief anatomy. You have a legal.
Truth is asking, where else do IP NFTs function like this? To my knowledge, they don't. So I could be mistaken, but to my knowledge, IP NFTs. Molecule, Medium, everything you need to know as a developer. This is from a year ago, but that's when around the time that Molecule created the framework. And this is from Molecule as well. So I think IP NFTs are a new emerging use case for NFTs, right? Intellectual property on blockchain. Can you stop messaging me? Sorry, that's Telegram, guys. World Intellectual Property Organization. How long ago was this from? Yeah. Blockchain white paper for IP ecosystems. This is on a very official website. The WIPO, which I've never heard of before, but there you go. New 4-letter agency. Unlocked. Whatever. I don't want to like look into that right now. To my knowledge, this is the only spot in which they're doing
contract
this.
With the identities, the name and physical address of the entity, wallet addresses, transaction half of the signed transaction, the actual deal terms, and the IP details. That gets attached to a smart contract, which gets attached to a metadata JSON on Ethereum, and then is encrypted. So all of the data associated with this, you can have some of the data be public, but typically all of the IP and data needs to be encrypted, and then it's kind of only shared within a community of people who have kind of entered an NDA, for instance, or kind of a development agreement. So the cool thing that this does is you can now create these kind of semi-open, semi-closed micro communities that can together develop an asset. So for instance, we can now token gate access. We can say only VDAO token holders or token holders in another DAO can have access to the specific IP. And then from IPNFTs are typically today normally held by a DAO. Early on, as we actually developed Molecule, we had this kind of vision that this is when NFTs got really big, that cool, anyone could hold one of these IPNFTs, anyone can fund science. And while that seems cool as a first idea, it's actually pretty impractical because typically you need a really well incentivized sponsor, like one entity, like a DAO, or like a company, or yeah, you need an entity that can actually drive the research project forward. Because there's a lot of different steps to take into consideration, meaning that if some random person funds one-to-one a research project, they may simply not know what to do, right? They funded the project, project's worth 200K for instance, but then do they have the qualification to actually develop that and drive it forward? And so the next step for IP on-chain, in our view, are IPTs. So IPT simply stands for intellectual property tokens. And so now these can actually be held by individuals. And these are fungible governance tokens around an IPNFT. So you can kind of have the IPNFT that consists of various components, the intellectual property, a patent, a license, a research agreement, that forms an IPNFT. And then you can essentially tokenize that IPNFT into IPTs. And I'll briefly walk through a couple of examples where this has been done. So IPTs can now be exchanged for work, right? So I can say, hey, whichever researcher completes the following steps around this research project gets 1%. So we can now create little bounties around a specific research project that actually enable modularized drug development. This can also cut down the cost of drug development, meaning we don't need to pay everything in cash, but we can actually have different entities that are incentivized to co-develop a specific research project. It can be exchanged for funding, that's the most basic use case, and for contributions. I just spoke about that. In one of the first ever IPTs that we generated around this, the university actually, they got 5% of the tokens, and then I think the researcher got, Oliver, you would know this better. How much did the researcher get? What? The researcher got 4% of the tokens. We got an email from him, I think in the weeks after it was tokenized, and he said, well, he's never made this much money in his life. And he joked that he would now, I think, go on vacation somewhere.
The incentivization model goes back into how it should function. Instead of the institutions and instead of the colleges or the universities receiving all the financial benefits from research conducted by an individual, the individuals can actually benefit from the research and their life's work. So I think IPTs unlock an entirely new incentivization model behind funding research and specifically biotech, but Yeti just joined. Yeti is from Dynex. This can work with computer science as well. This type of framework doesn't just have to be something in biotech. A lot of computer science is open source at this point, and so tokenizing the intellectual property might be a little bit more difficult in that regard, but it still is a proper incentivization framework for individuals who are conducting their entire life towards trying to make a better cure for cancer, whatever it is. And this way, not only is it on blockchain, so it can never go away if that person were to mysteriously die in a plane crash, but they also get ownership of it so they can benefit from it down the road. And if you remember, he was saying that the IP NFTs can actually, because they're smart contracts, you can code them, you can actually make it so that if a drug therapy comes from this molecule or this compound that you discovered, and your research was the initial one that discovered this molecule, and you tokenize that IP, you can actually have it in the contract that, let's say, a 3% royalty from that initial drug therapy goes back to the initial research team and anyone who helped on it. So I think it's huge. It's very exciting. It goes well with the claim that, hey, there's more to it than just how much money goes into the funding. But hopefully that made sense for everyone. I think it's novel, and I'm probably going to do an entire video on it later today because I'm feeling fired up and ready to go. Yeah! Been busy a few weeks. Of course, it's busy constantly. I heard from Dynex's Twitter that we have to mark the calendars for October 14th. I'm sure you know something about this. Everyone in the chat right now, if we peer pressure Yeti into telling us insider info, he might cave. Just saying. We might be able to leverage the 9 of you in here to bully him into telling us what this announcement's going to be from Dynex. Oh man, but it's the whole framework behind all of the different BioDAOs. And since right now BioXYZ is going through phase 2 of their presale, I thought it was a good time to revisit the entire idea behind IP and IP NFTs. It is real world assets, just in a different manner to which most people are expecting them to be. Yeti, are you a caveman? LOL. You guys are ridiculous. On top of all of this, I think, like, moving on to another segment that's happening in DeSci, Data Lake Chain is now live. So this is the main net for Data Lake. I'm going to take this off because I have no idea how loud I'm yelling or if I'm talking super quiet, but Data Lake is live with their L3. So their chain that's on top of Arbitrum is now currently live. So this is very exciting. It's a game changer for the world of DeSci because whether or not it's successful, I don't know, but it is customized for what they think healthcare needs to get on blockchain, and this is the first of its kind. I'm not a caveman, I'm a Yeti. You guys crack me up. So Data Lake chain, all you need to know in 2 minutes. What's Data Lake and why should you care? I'm just gonna read this, and then if you guys want to read the whole article, I'll put it in here, but I will be making a video on it later today. Imagine a world where your medical data isn't just buried in a file, but actively contributing towards groundbreaking research, securely and anonymously. That's where Data Lake comes in. Founded by 2 forward-thinking doctors, blah, 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 and blah, 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 sorry. Both Forbes 30 under 30 alumni. Data Lake started by revolutionizing how we manage and share medical data. Their first big win, collecting over 30,000 consents for a breast cancer research project, recognized by Poland's National Medical Research Agency. I feel like I've already read this to you guys before, so we will stop there. I think it's worth looking into. It is honestly one of my biggest bags right behind NOBL Blocks. And if you guys are familiar with NOBL Blocks, you know that they are integrating ICP's tech to host the front end on chain, as well as Ethereum to host the token incentive ecosystem on chain. So it is the first DeSci project which is fully on chain. They also have some pretty cool announcements coming up pretty soon, and ultimately I think it's going to help merge a lot of different use cases. We're just gonna have to wait, and you guys are gonna have to see, because I had to pinky promise Delroy. He told me he would take all my tokens back if I shared it with you yet, so I can't inform you, but you guys are disgusting. Tell us what you know, Yeti, and no one gets hurt. And then the Diddy oil comes out. You guys are freaks of nature. Are you staking? Like, yes, sir. I've been staking. I was one of the first LP contributors to Data Lake back when the reward was like 3,000% APR. Data Lake has been one of the coins which I initiated my research into for decentralized science. It was $140,000 in market cap, and I was like, this is actually one of the biggest gems that in the market. It's, again, literally funded by the EU. I don't see how it can get more bullish than that. But as I was saying, ICP is hosted on top, or NOBL is hosted on top of ICP. ICP is going through a kind of a massive moment in the world of DeFi. I know we're bringing it into a little bit of a different scope here, but KongSwap is set to go live very, very soon, like this week soon. And so they're waiting on liquidity, I believe, to get access into all these markets, because someone has to seed the LPs in order to actually have a viable DEX. But the goal of KongSwap is to be a multi-chain DEX aggregator. Right now, they're going to be coming out with ICP capabilities. If you are bullish on ICP, this is something you should pay attention to. If you're not bullish on ICP, this is something you should pay attention to, because right now, one of the main barriers to ICP is the fact that they don't have DeFi like Solana does. KongSwap is opening that door. KongSwap is giving them a lot of the same tools that Solana has, so that the DeFi ecosystem can start to explode. And I understand there's a lot of negativity around ICP, but at the end of the day, ICP is a $4 billion market cap project with over $2 billion in TVL, which, thanks to an upgrade that just happened to the chain, is now liquid staking capabilities. You can now like unlock some of that TVL for DeFi. And so KongSwap being the vehicle to allow people to start lending and swapping and borrowing and actually utilizing DeFi, I would pay close attention to what comes out of KongSwap. The UX, the UI looks cool as fuck. I agree, the UI is wicked cool. There'll be a lot of topics that will be covered on the 14th, including exactly in detail what we showcased fully in Italy recently. So you guys already showcased it in Italy, right? So you could already share it with us then. If it's already public information, you could just go ahead and put it in the chat, or let me just go to Dynex's page, I guess. Yeah, I'll come back to Dynex in just a second, but I want to just like, I am an advisor for KongSwap, so take it with a grain of salt, but I'm an advisor for them because explicitly I think this is going to be a huge unlock moment for ICP. So a lot of the DeFi protocols on ICP, a lot of the different tools, you know I'm a fan of beta plays, which is why I have a trade open on Jupiter Swap on top of Solana, because I think Solana does well, Jupiter Swap does well. I think ICP goes to $10 per, or goes to $100 per coin. I think that the DeFi protocols, which are literally like it's not even out yet. This is quite literally ground floor of something that could be a multi-billion-dollar protocol, right? Huge. And it's just novel. And Dominic Williams and most of the other people up high at Definity already showed massive support for KongSwap. So I would pay close attention. I am paying close attention. We showcased quantum race simulation using Dynex in real time using actual ECU data from one of the cars in the race. That is crazy. In real time race simulation. So you could predictively tell what moves to make. What would be the point of that? Can you elaborate? I get like the excitement of it being real time. Oh, it's right here. Get me on payroll like Micro. This man posts some crazy bullish threads though. Shout out to this guy. I've called him out a lot of times on the live stream. He's a bull. He is a good person to be following. After being invited to the Mugello and showcasing the groundbreaking quantum race simulation, Dynex is now part of the ELMS. Real-world adoption is skyrocketing, and this is only the beginning. But what does this mean? Feel free to skip to any chapter that interests you. Chapters. What is the ELMS? What is Mugello? Why were Dynex in Mugello? Mugello. Am I butchering the name of that? How Dynex will be used in the ELMS, and what does the future mean? Let's go to chapter 4. I want to know how it's going to be used. Motorsports have always been a field where human engineering excels in every little detail. Every little improvement and every millisecond counts. Oh, Mugello. Okay. That actually makes sense. So it's more so on the engine, I'm assuming. Yeah, okay. It's less than 1 millisecond latency between it learning and adapting its racing line at braking zones and gear selection. That's crazy. So is it like, are they actually racing or is it AI racing? That's weird. But that makes sense. So they're just using it to optimize the engine and optimize the race decision making in real time. 1 millisecond is crazy. Holy shit. The answer to this, Dynex. Designed to process massive data sets and optimization at unmatched speed. This way Dynex can analyze and optimize gear shifting strategies, throttle intensity for maximum speed and comfort, fuel pressure, braking strategies, corner entries and exits, tire management, and so on in real time and at a pace that simply isn't possible with classical computing methods, especially given the strict time constraints of motorsports. To prove this, 3 different simulations. This is sick. This is really cool. Bullish on Dynex. And let's go check out the coin. Well, let's do it on this. Dun dun dun, the coin is down. No, it just be like that. The entire market is having a rough patch right now. I mean, could be back into that entry point. We broke out of that little downtrend and now we're starting maybe finding support. We'll see. We'll see. It performed well above expectations too. That's bullish, Yeti. Thank you for coming in here and dropping that alpha. That is very appreciated. Remember, on the chart, we're seeing back here from August into September, we saw lower lows, yet the strength of the market, the RSI, was on a higher high path. That is a bullish divergence on the price. And then we saw that spike. It's coming down. Hopefully it can find some support here and then continue that uptrend. I do think Dynex is one of the most undervalued projects in the entire industry, outside of decentralized science, of course, but it still is in DeSci. It's just a different category of DeSci. This is cool. This is really cool. Now, however, we are going to go to Dynex and get an update on how the jobs closed for last month, the number of jobs. Damn, 25,000 subscription jobs for the month of September. And the previous month was only 10,000. So that is literally 150% increase in the total number of jobs on a month-over-month count. That's nuts. We're 2 days into this month. We're 2 days into October, and there's already 1,500 jobs, which is about in par with the entire month of February and March of this year. So 2 days in, we're already doing more jobs than we went into 2024 with. That is some crazy growth. That is some beautiful growth. And if we go look at the price, despite the improvement in the jobs, the number of jobs and the use of the network, the price is down 56%. That's fun. I can see being used by racers to practice and increase lap times by finding their mistakes, showing them and give recommendations for better results. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Allowing them in practice. Like if they just do the race and then having the computer watch the race and then afterwards give them feedback. So when they're going back and doing coaching, that could be a lot of stuff. Like that could be the intro into sports as a whole, because you could use that in simulating different experiments or different runs in like even football, for example. I know a lot of you guys are probably watching football, but I imagine if you implement Dynex's like compute simulations and watch over the field, you could probably give real-time information to the coaches. I don't know if this is allowed as to what could have been, what plays to use maybe. I don't know. Is that allowed? They only get 2 hours between sessions. That could be cool. There's a lot of cool use cases for this, and this is just sports. That's fun. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The power of real projects, not just meme coins, as I continuously lose my pants on meme coins. Real projects, baby. Now, it is 12:38, and so I am going to go to my page here, go to profile, and we're going to do the drawing for who wins the 10,000 Noble. So, I forgot to draw the winner on today's live stream. Tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard, I will be drawing the winner. No more comments after I go to sleep. 2 hours. So, 13 hours ago. All comments underneath it have to be from 13 hours ago in order for it to count. Damn it, I can't even see that. October 1st at literally midnight. Almost Scrappy. Almost. Oh my god, it just updated to 5 likes anyways. 13 hours ago, baby. This is 12, so it's got to be further away from that, Scrappy. Nice try. Let's see who potentially has the least liked. Derek, 46 minutes ago. Unfortunately, Derek, it had to be 13 hours ago. Crimson, 14 hours ago with a 4 liked comment. Let's see if we have anything less than 4. This is fun. Look at how crazy the metrics boosted. 41 minutes ago, sorry. 10 hours ago, sorry. 13 is the cutoff. 14, but 6. 4 at 14. So we got Hedge the Cassell. I like the Cassell. He's in here sometimes. And we got, what's his name? Did I lose the comment? Crimson. Don't let me forget. Crimson, Cassell. Oh, okay. Updated to 11 likes. Oh, wait, no, this is it. Good night. 4 likes. And the probable spam comments still got more. So 2 winners. Hedge the Cassell. And Crimson. What do you guys think? Should I give out 20,000 Noble, or should I just make them split it? Start a poll. 20k Noble. 10k each. 5k each. No, you did not, Derek. Unfortunately for you, Derek, I said the cutoff was going to be when I went to sleep last night because I had to give it some sort of cutoff. Otherwise, one of you guys could just go comment underneath it immediately and get 0 likes. I did like your comment, Derek. Trying to draw you in here. But your comment was from 40 minutes ago, so you were disqualified. I'm sorry. Disqualification. I posted about it yesterday. You gotta have notifications on, boy. I forgot to draw the winner on today's live stream. Tomorrow, 12 p.m., I'll be drawing the winner. No more comments after I go to sleep. 2 hours from now. That was 15 hours ago. I did it before I left to pick up my kid. Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. You did it at the start of the live stream. Right before we went live, you went and did it. Trying to be sneaky like that. Well, too bad. You'll have to win next time, Derek. Haven't you won giveaways in the past? All right, we're currently at an all-time high for today's live stream on the amount of viewers. So I must remind all of you guys that we're live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. If that interests you, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, because sometimes you never know. You might win some giveaways. You might get Yeti from Dynex coming in and dropping some alpha on you. You never know what the live stream is going to have. I won Hippocrat. No, I posted about it. Oh, you won Hippocrat and Athena. Yeah, Derek, you're good. Broke my heart. I'm sorry, MK. Haven't you won a giveaway too? Mods, get this noob out of here. I will post the winners as soon as the live stream is over. Bait and switch. I was here for Mandy. Mandy comes on Fridays. She'll be here in 2 days. We had a whole conversation about it. She could probably hear me right now, actually. So maybe if you guys start spamming, she will show up. Getting notifications. You guys are liking the stream. Or you guys are liking the comment. If we get 3 more viewers, we actually hit an all-time high for... since I returned to streaming again. We're at 17 concurrent, guys. This is bullish. This is bullish news. This has been a fun live stream. There's been a lot of stuff going over. I think this was alpha packed, if I do say so myself. A lot of cool things happening in DeSci. I'm going to do a post probably later today or tomorrow about the different funds which are investing into decentralized science, so you guys can kind of see where the smart money is going, because smart money, especially after CZ talked about it, is flowing into DeSci like wild. I think Derek and I should get 10G just for being us. Get out of here. Okay. Get into some of the pre-sales, boy. Start gambling with me. You guys got 10Gs off of Axon and then probably 10Gs off NOBL. Despite NOBL collapsing to this point, anyone who claimed their tokens from the pre-sales, who just sold? Who just sold? You little rats. You think just because you bought $10,000 worth of NOBL at a penny, you can sell it at half a penny? Huh? You guys are getting out? Who locks in a loss? You weirdos. You weirdos. Giveaway of Patrick OF when? Beagle, mods. Derek, finally Derek is here. Get Beagle out. Out, Beagle, you are gone. No OF. I'll give you a pass because this is your first time, Beagle. This is your first time, so I'll give you a pass. Imagine being such a retail trader that you buy the spike and then sell the dump. Buy high, sell low, baby. That's the way she goes. Buy high, sell low. A lot of people holding a lot of NOBL. A lot of people. 10 likes. Let's go, baby. Don't worry, Beagle, the mods won't get you. Why? This is tyranny. Ain't nobody ever listened to me. I did that with Psy though, but it was a good feeling about it. I mean, if you have money if you have better plays, I understand. taking a loss on stuff. I take losses on things a lot. I just don't think that there is a better RR in the market right now compared to NOBL at 2.3 million. Like, I just don't. The platform is literally about to have launches. There's a massive giveaway going to anyone holding more than 1 million tokens. There's a game coming out to incentivize people to actually be on the platform and fund science through a gamified way. Like, there's a lot of cool things coming for the platform that is all coming out this month. So I feel like it's like you hold through the pain and then sell right before you get any kind of excitement. That doesn't make any sense to me. We've started a mutiny against the mods and won. No, this is our channel now. Chat rules. Get out of here. This is not your channel. End poll. 10K each. Why you guys do me like that? 100% voted for 10K each. You guys, this is mutiny. This is my money coming out of my own pocket. Why are you guys making me give away so much? It was supposed to be a $50 giveaway. Now it's a freaking $100 giveaway. Patrick can't do anything about the chat's freak off. I'll do something. I'll get Mandy in here. Mandy will do something. I'll do that at some point this week. What are you saying? Make it 10 grand for all us, cause it's not even thousands. It's tokens. 10,000 tokens, not grand. I can't afford that. If I gave away 10 grand of NOBL to each person in the chat right now, my bag would be gone. I wouldn't have anything left. I need NOBL. I want 10 grand too. Who's doing the pirate flag? All right, guys. All right. This is mutiny. This is pure mutiny. Ain't no party like a NOBL yacht party. Wave the white flag. I will not surrender to my own chat. No. We will come back and we will raise strong above all else. I just won't tell you about the next pre-sales. How about that? How about that? There'll be no more pre-sale activity from the chat. It'll just be me. I'll just get into them and I'll tell you after so that you pump my bags. Hey, pirate flags, get out. Where are you even finding these emojis? Oh my god. Oh my god. If we can, how's Bitcoin doing? Can we just have an agreement that everyone stops selling? If everyone stops selling, the price will stop going down. We need Bitcoin above 64,000 by the end of the week. Yar, matey. Zach, get the Diddy oil out of here. What is the Diddy oil doing? Send us your Diddy address. I sent Diddy your address. Sus. None of you guys know the address now. You guys might know the Florida address, but none of you guys know the Georgia address. And we're keeping it that way. I'm sure Derek can make a bot to stop all this. What will you do if they sell the NOBL as soon as you give it to them? That's a good question, actually. I will publicly dox their wallet. No, it's theirs once they have it. I do think NOBL goes to $1 though, so selling 10G of NOBL, like selling 10,000 NOBL BLOX tokens, I think is actually one of the biggest fumbles of the century. Like, of this bull run, this dude is gonna go down as one of the biggest fumbles. This guy sold 5 million NOBL in the span of 30 minutes. Imagine selling $5 million for 30,000. That is a fumble if I have ever heard one. All right. Patrick can't control his chat or the NOBL chart. Tough scene. For all intents and purposes, the SEC is watching, and you're right, I cannot control the NOBL chat, but I can control, or I can't control the NOBL chart, but I can control the chat. Don't tempt it. I am the cult leader here. I can control the chat. I will instruct stringent measures. Is that words that made sense? Prove it. Timeout Dawn. Dawn has been timed out for 10 seconds. That is for the Diddy oil, Dawn. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. That's Dawn, you were the first person I've ever punished in chat, ever. The first repercussions in the history of this channel just went to Dawn for a 10-second timeout. I want longer, he says. You guys are monsters. All right, ask and thou shalt receive. 1 minute timeout, Dawn. Get cucked. I deserve a timeout. All right, Zach. Timeout. 1 minute. You're gone. Zach has been timed out for 1 minute. This is fun. Get cucked. He needs some alone time. Derek, that's it. That's offensive. Timed out. I'm destroying the chat rate. Yeah. He just hit us with the nuclear threat by shutting down the live stream. Drunk with power, this guy. You're damn right. Look at the chat. The chat has now been deleted. All messages are gone. Yeah! Maybe I shouldn't have had 3 energy drinks before coming live. I'll end you guys on a happy note. Okay, how about this? Why are we spending more on healthcare but living shorter? The United States spends the most amount of money on healthcare per capita, yet has the lowest life expectancy amongst all developed nations on this chart. From 1970s to 2018, we have been boosting the amount of money spent on healthcare. What happened in the 70s? We came off the golden standard and allowed corporations to dictate what the government does. The government then became a corporate infrastructure, not for the people, but for the corporations. The corporate United States of America. Not great. Terrible, in fact. Since then, since the 70s, everything has gone in the shitter, including our life expectancy, including the cost of living, including the wage gaps, including discrepancies amongst different racial groups. Everything went to shit after the 70s. Thanks to the gold standard, thanks to corporations running the entire government. Why is he, what, you guys just came back and immediately, more. I'm back stronger than everyone, ever. Poor, dude, your poor heart. Derek. 10-second timeout. Stop with the small hand signals. We all know what you're saying with that. Stop with the pirate flags. All right. I can hear Amanda cooking. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully you guys found this live stream worth investing into. I think it was a fun live stream and I appreciate you guys being here with me. I will be recording as much content as physically possible for the foreseeable future until I crash tonight. For the record, I spammed a bunch of things and naturally this is the one that got sent. Long live the diddler. You guys are fucked. All right. Go outside. I'll see you.